Hi, family. Fifi here from wellnessparlor.com. Today, I would like to address how we can use our triggers to heal ourselves. Okay, so triggers could be termed as anything that is able to instantly change your state for the negative. So, somebody might say something, or you might be in a particular situation that just sets you off. It might explode your nerves. It might um, trigger your anxiety, all these things. And a lot of times, when we end up in a situation where we're highly triggered and we just want to get out of there, it is because the present situation that is triggering you reminds you of something that has happened in your past. Most times, it's something that happened before you were the age of 10 that tends to have the biggest triggers. But if you were the type of person that was fortunate enough to grow up without too much trauma, it might be something that happened last week, last month, or last year, right? So, triggers are not very pleasant. They don't feel pleasant when they do happen, okay? But I'm a great believer in using everything that life gives to you as fertilizer for your future. So, whenever you're triggered, I really want you to practice going home to your room, wherever your safe space is, wherever you feel calm and your nerves aren't um your nerves aren't like highly active. There are always environments whereby it sedates you, it calms you, it soothes your nervous system, it soothes your brain. um if wherever you are, you're not able to find that in the house, you might want to go to a park. You might want to go down by a river, go down to some water. Those are places that used to provide me with a lot of comfort when I wasn't in my own space, in my own home. I would leave the house, I would go to a small garden, I would go to a park, find a big tree, sit under it. Even in the winter, I didn't care, I had a blanket for that. Um, I would go down to the river where the water was just really able to settle my nerves. You can go for a walk. There might be a particular place outside that is really good for you, that feels good to you. Whatever the case may be, find that spot. And when you find that spot, I want you to use that device that you always have on you, your phone. It is really not just for social media, it can be an amazing tool for healing, right? And I want you to go to, for example, humansystems.co. So, human systems, all one word, .co. They have an emotions wheel there. Can you see that? It's a wheel whereby it starts with the most regular prevalent emotions, and then it becomes more and more specific as it goes outwards. Now, what you will find is that there are so many emotions that could be happening at the moment when you're triggered. A lot of times people will just say, "Oh, I'm angry," or "it made me sad," or "it upset me." And in a lot of ways, these terms are very broad, blanket terms that don't necessarily describe the exact feeling that you're having. So when you have an emotions wheel, it helps you to target and pinpoint exactly what is going on in that moment, right? So you're going to go to humansystems.co and find the emotions wheel. Then you're going to get some pen and paper. You're going to walk with all this wherever you're going, and you will begin to write. And I really want you to just list down under three categories what is going on. So the first category is, what was the trigger? Now, this is very important because sometimes the trigger is not even something bad, quote unquote bad. The trigger might be a feeling that maybe somebody said something and it triggered a feeling, even though what they said might not have been directed at you, right? So, something in you, be it your intuition or your inner child, something was woken up in a particular environment that triggered you. So I want you to write down what was the trigger. And it could be as specific as this person said this, or it could be as opaque as at 10 p.m. I just got this feeling, right? So you're not going to judge yourself when you're doing this task because it's really not about right or wrong. It's really about getting to the bottom of how you ended up in a triggered state in the first place. So, first thing, what happened? Then I want you to get your emotions wheel and I want you to identify exactly how are you feeling. If you feel like you're feeling panicked, I want you to go to the wheel, find where panic is, and then I want you to go to the next box outwards, right? So the inside of the wheel is more general, the outside of the wheel is more specific. So if you find panic, go to the next box outwards to see if that will further describe exactly what it is that's going on. Because a lot of times, I am a holistic therapist and talk therapy is a part of the whole therapy package, right? So a lot of times people will say, "Oh, this hurt me." Um and when we do the inquiry to find out what do we mean when we say this hurt me, because there's always something underneath pain. It could be fear underneath pain. It could be dread underneath pain. It could be dread of a consequence. It could be helplessness underneath pain. So I really do like for people to understand exactly what it is that's going on with them. So you get your wheel and you identify exactly what is going on with you. You see if you could find the word that describes to the T what it is you're feeling. And then the third thing I want you to write down is, when was the first time you had ever felt this way before? And family, I'm telling you, it will shock you when you really sit down and begin to ask really simple but pointed questions to yourself. The answers that come up will surprise you, they will shock you, okay? Because a lot of us, we don't do self inquiry because we're scared. We're scared of what we'll find. But if you are courageous enough and brave enough to find out exactly what's going on with you, I promise you, your life will become lighter. So let's readdress what it is that we're going to do when we're triggered. The first thing is, what triggered me? It could be a place, it could be a thing, it could be a feeling, it could be a word, it could be a sentence, it could be a smell that triggered you. Okay? What triggered me? No wrong answer. Be very graceful with yourself during this process because it might seem stupid, but everything has a root in something. Okay? So, the first thing, what triggered me? The second thing, you're going to get your emotions wheel and you're going to go through the wheel to find out exactly how are you feeling at this moment, right? The third thing is you're going to ask yourself, When was the first time that I felt this particular way? Okay. Now, this form of inquiry, you can do it until you have that weight lifted off of you. So, the same three questions: what happened? What am I feeling? When was the first time that this happened to me that I can remember? Those three questions can be asked every single day until you get to the bottom of what this trigger is. Okay? So um do not make the mistake of just saying, well, this is just who I am. Because what that is going to do is that it's going to create a callus over that pain that you have. And later on in life, you will grow very bitter, and, you know, you will not be able to really attract what it is that is for you because you haven't done the work. I really want you to get in the habit of inquiring about yourself. Don't be so outwardly focused, turn it inwards. Inquire about yourself. What triggered you? How did you feel? Exactly how did you feel? And when was the first time you ever felt this way in your life? Now, what you can do is you can revisit this same question over and over if a major incident happened that traumatizes you, because what you'll find, there's layers like an onion, and so you're going to have to peel it back, peel it back, peel it back until you get to the core. But that is where the jewels are for you, because if you allow yourself to be easily triggered by people and just environments in general, you will not have control over your life, which is required for you to do and express and have whatever is supposed to be for you. He who is easily triggered is easily controlled. Remember that, family. Okay? So I just want to give you um a quick tutorial on how to use the emotions wheel. Okay, so this is it. I know you can't see too much and it's back to front, but we will work. Okay, so the internal part of this section says embarrassed, right? So let's say something happened and you're thoroughly embarrassed. You're gonna go here. So I'm embarrassed. Then you're going to check to see on the next scale of embarrassment spectrum, what exactly is it? So is it that you feel disrespected, worthless, guilty, sheepish, ashamed, or inferior? A lot of times embarrassment comes from feeling inferior. So you might go to inferior. Then there's a last portion of the chart where now you can find out what what is beneath the inferiority. So is it that you're feeling small, weak, humiliated, mortified, abashed, contrite, repentant, remorseful, so on and so forth and so on. And so you get to the meat and the potatoes of what's really happening. Okay? Family, I cannot stress enough how important it is to know exactly what is going on with you and why. Because you will then be able to express yourself and you will be less burdened by the things that you experience in life. Okay? So remember, get your emotions wheel, get your pen and paper, find out what happened, how are you feeling, when is the first time you've ever felt this way. And the more that you do this, the lighter you will become. All right, family, I hope this video is of value to you. Do let me know in the comment section below if it was and what was your takeaway. All right, take care. Bye.